Good morning, Facebook friends. I pray that all of you all are doing extremely well. I'm excited. December 17th on this wonderful Monday. I want to give you, it's going to be a very quick class, okay? Because I'm going to give you just a little bit of information that's going to make a major impact in your life if you follow the instructions. Let me just tell you that I was impacted by my credit. I worked very hard to build very close to an 800 credit score, not exactly there, but I was in the 750 to 780 range, always in between that. When the market crashed, I was impacted by it drastically, where you had credit limits that were like $20,000, and then they took your credit overnight down to $5,000. If that was what you owed, then you instantly started to have bad credit, and so many different things happened. Then, payments started to get a little late, issues, and it was very important for me to be able to learn how to get myself out of it. So I want to share with you the successes that I did to go from a 580 credit score back to over 720. I want to be able to tell you exactly what to do. So just to get going with that, open your eyes to the credit demise. This is an electronic book that I have for you that you're going to be able to download, and it's going to have all the forms for you to do all the work that you're about to learn. We're going to knock this out in 5 to 7 minutes, and then you're going to have responsibilities of downloading the ebook, which is completely for free. Why am I doing this? Because I know what it's like to have credit, and not having good credit causes a barrier in your life. And so you want to be able to push through those barriers. You deserve to go out and get business loans, to go out and get property investment loans, different things like that. And if you have this barrier of bad credit, it stunts a lot of your growth. And so it's important to me that you do it, and you do it now. And the reason why is because in this month of December and January is the best time to floodgate the doors open to these credit companies, because they have to read all this documentation and comply with your request. And because of that, it seems like in December, January is when you get the greatest success of getting some things off of your credit, okay? So open your eyes to the credit demise. Yes, I'm using this new technology that Marky Lemons Raul back there is doing. And Janice Simmons right here. Hey, girl, come here for 1 second. They're in here. Yes, they're out here working because we believe in this effort of making sure that we improve the quality of life for our people. So I want to give you a history about credit. It's so important for you to understand why do we get into credit debt? How is it that this is considered to be called credit, but it's really actually debt? So they made something to look like it was good. Back in the 1900s, the oil companies and department stores, they came up with these credit card and these different type of payment opportunities for people to be able to go out and say, hey, listen, you're a good customer. You don't have to pay right now. Come back and give us your money later. And then back in 1946, the first bank card named Charge It. Now, y'all know y'all remember that from Fred and Barney and Wilma and all the Betty and them going out, Charge It. This is where they got the card at. Introducing this name was by John Biggins. He was a banker in New York. And incidentally, the second one came about in 1946 with the Diners Club. This guy, Frank, went out on a date, didn't have any money to pay, so he was embarrassed by it and came up with a different way for us to be able to start paying. Back in 2017, I want you to listen to this. The EMV put through a complaint chip card because they said that the credit card should not be called a credit card, but a debt card. And the reason why is because we are in debt, paying very high percentage rates every single time we use most of these cards. Now, what I say is that we have to prepare for battle, right? It's literally that you now have to go to war to fix your credit and take full responsibility, because you might have messed it up, or maybe you trusted somebody else with your credit. Regardless, there was some irresponsibility on your part, and now it means for you to stand up, be strong, go into battle to fix it, and do it on your own. At least try the first two or three times. I know some people just not going to do it. And if you absolutely refuse to do the work, there's a reference of a place to call, but you don't get as much success, to me, I don't believe, unless you do it yourself, because you're connected to it. You have passion for it to be improved, but stop being afraid of it. So the first thing is, what is a battle? It's a sustained fight between large organized armed forces. The large organized armed forces in some cases are some of the big creditors that are doing credit cards at very high percentage rates. I have looked at some people's credit paying 29, 30% in interest on something. So think about that. If you buy something for $50, you're paying 30% on that. That's ludicrous. The math just doesn't even add up. You're already paying sales taxes on it, and on top of that, an additional 25, 29, or 30 or more percent. So we have to learn how to get ourselves out of debt and get ourselves into financial freedom. I got to tell you my scripture that helped me through this process. For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to give you victory. So what we're looking for today is victory in repairing your credit. The first thing I had to do was develop an affirmation statement. This is so important. What is an affirmation statement? I say one every single day. I am success, SUCCESS, to remind myself what it is that I have to go out and accomplish, and to make sure that I remember that I am a successful person. So I have to think like that. I have to think that way so I can feel that way so I can go out and execute. And you do too. You cannot be sitting up here thinking, oh, well, you know what? I'm never, this debt is so far behind me. I can't fix this. This is, it's gone too, I let it go too long. You can't think like that. If you think like that, then you'll be preventing yourself from getting victory in this situation. So I encourage you to build an affirmation. Here's one that I use to help me during this process. The same divine trust that first motivated this financial transaction is now mightily at work, clearing it up for the highest good for all concerned. And so this is important to come up with an affirmation. You could Google affirmations. Some of the people who I love, Catherine Ponder, she has just a litany of great affirmations to affirm your goodness. And you have to start visualizing this, saying it, and seeing it. I also put this to ring in my calendar every day at 9 o'clock so I could remember what I was working on and not to be fearful going through this process. Because what happens is a lot of times you have bills and you ain't even opened the envelope. You haven't let your bills just accumulate, and you're not addressing the situation. And that is not the way to handle it. Whatever the problem is, you're going to fix it by being courageous first to open up that envelope and read that letter and pick up the phone and start calling these people with faith that something is going to change for you. And that's what you have to believe. And the other thing too is that we must start working, thinking outside the box to come up with extra income to start erasing our debt. We deserve to erase our debt. So now, let's get started on the steps that you're going to take. Step 1 was building an affirmation, and you must do that. You must visualize it. You must see your credit being repaired, and you must see your debt being vanished. You have to. You have to start thinking like that, because it's going to give you energy to work on it every single day to make an impact. So check your credit score. How do you do that? Do it for free. You go on to annualcreditreport.com. annualcreditreport.com. Everyone receives on an annual basis a free credit report from all 3 agencies. Let me tell you, when you click on annualcreditreport.com, you're going to go on there. You're going to do one company at a time. You'll go through TransUnion first. You got to go all the way to the end, and then you have to go all the way to the beginning and start with the next one for Equifax and Experian. You got to answer the security questions. Take your time, make sure you get the answers right, or else they will not give you the report. But you do not have to pay for your credit report to be ran. Also, we're going to talk very quickly about public records, bankruptcies, collections, tax liens. Yes, I had every last one of them. Yes, I did. A $40,000 tax lien that actually became a $1,700 debt. And I'm going to share with you how you do that in just a second. Now, once you have gone back to annual credit, I'm going to get which way to do this thing in just a second, Marky. Okay, calm down back there. Look, she just gave me this clicker. I'm like, somebody go over there and click for me. She's like, no, use this technology. So challenging your credit. Listen, so people get upset when a person says, well, this is actually my debt. I did make this, so how do I go out and challenge it? What I'm asking you to do is most of the companies put things on your credit and they didn't do it the proper way that they were supposed to do. And what I'm saying to you is that you have the right to challenge them on how they obtain that information. See, and that act right here, 15 U.S.S. 1681G, tells us that a business entity that lists business transaction records on a person's credit should have evidence in their possession. But unfortunately, what happens is the larger companies will send just a transmission and say, they owe me this money, and it automatically hits your credit. And they never gave them any evidence that you owe them the money. So you have a right to challenge them to find out how they obtained that information. And that's what I want you to keep your focus on. Not if the information is accurate or not. what we need to do is challenge them to understand that they follow the law and putting that information out there. So the second thing that you're going to do, the first, remember, you're going to put your affirmation. The second, you're going to make sure that you go on annualcreditreport.com and pull your credit. The third is you're going to download my free credit book. All you have to do is go to NicoleJWheatley.com. Nicole J. Wheatley. And we spell Wheatley like wheat bread, wheat, L-Y. So Nicole, N-I-C-O-L-E-J, Wheatley.com. Get the free credit book. You don't have to pay nothing. It is complimentary to you. All you have to do is go on there, download the book. It takes about an hour and a half to read it. It will tell you how to fix your credit. It will tell you how to deal with any tax liens that you may have before you and any bankruptcy cases. So we want to make sure that you do due diligence in doing that. And most importantly, I have all the forms for you to fill out online for free that you just have to download, add in your information. You're going to hand write your inquiries in blue ink, and you're going to sign it in blue ink. Why, Nicole? Blue ink is your official signature. When you go out and you make photocopies, they all look black. You want them to know that you are serious about your business. You do everything in blue ink. Now, once you get this done, and you get that free ebook today, okay, I did something I wasn't supposed to do there. Don't worry. Technology sometimes fails us if the operator don't know what they're doing.
Hit that bottom right button.
I am that person who is doing that right now. But now I started over, so here we go. We're going to go back really quickly. These are the companies right here that you're going to be disputing with. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and there's another one, Innovis, that people do not know exists. Do not be fooled. This new kid on the block is reporting, and it is impacting your Vanguard credit. And so you want to also dispute with them as well. You do not want to leave that out on the table because it's extremely important that you do it. Here's one of the sample letters that you're going to download. It's just basically telling them, hey, this, according to this information, I want you to provide me documents to substantiate that you had a right to put this on my credit. That's what the letters state. That's the information that you'll find on it. And you're going to write it to all four of these agencies.
Go to the top left, hit that second button, play from current slide.
Play from current slide. Where you want me to go, girl?
I'm talking to Janice.
I'm doing it.
Oh, she's doing it.
It's
Okay,
not-
so
she
while
doesn't
she's
have a
doing
touch
that
screen.
and we're trying to fix up things, it's important that you send
Use the
stuff out
mouse.
certified mail with the return receipt received on there. You have to send it out that way. And the reason why is because when you go out and you have your letters, you need to know that it was sent out.
Good.
They by law have 30 days to respond back to you. And the only way you're going to know that 30th day is there is because you're going to get this green card back in the mail. So when you go to the post office individuals can tell you how to fill that information out. It's very simple. You attach it to your letter, and then guess what? You will be in great victory and being able to make some improvements to your credit. So listen, go online right now to NicoleJWheatley.com. Download the free ebook. All right? My email address is steps, STEPS, INC, consulting, CONSULTING @gmail.com. If you get stuck with doing any work, please send me an email. I will help you out. But I'm going to ask you first, did you read the book? So that you know what to do, because the book is very self-explanatory. It's only 38 pages, or 39, somewhere in there. And then the downloadable forms are there for you. All you have to do is print them, add your information to them, and handwrite the things that you're disputing in blue ink. Listen, you guys can do this. It will make an impact to your credit. It's made an impact to hundreds of other people that I've worked with. God bless you, and I look forward to hearing your great testimonies when you get your credit done this year. See you in 2019.